The secretary points to the man sitting outside the company gate and says seriously, "Boss, this is the same guy who's been sitting outside our company's gate for the past week. What's going on here?" The boss says calmly, "Let's go find out." The boss walks over to him and says curiously, "Oh, young man, hey young man, what are you doing here?" The security guard says firmly, "This is our company's building. Why are you sitting here?" The young man quickly gets to his feet and asks anxiously, Are you with Alpha Group?" The security guard says sternly, "Watch your manners. This is the owner of our company." The young man says respectfully, "Sir, I'm here to see my girlfriend. She works at your company. Her name is Sophia." The secretary says angrily, "What are you talking about? She's one of our company's senior managers and she's about to marry the owner's son." The young man takes out his phone and says confidently, "Look, these are our pictures together and these are our messages." The secretary looks at the photos and says in shock, "That's really Sophia." To clear the confusion, boss call her. Sophia answers and says politely, "Hello, sir." The boss says firmly, "Come downstairs to the company building right now." Sophia replies politely, "Okay, sir, I'll be there right away." The boss turns to the young man and says reassuringly, "I've called her. She'll be here shortly. Don't worry. If everything you've told me is true, I'll make sure you get justice. Now tell me exactly what happened." The young man says sadly, "Sir, Sophia and I grew up together in the same village. We were childhood friends and went to high school and college together. Her family couldn't afford her education, so I dropped out of school and worked every job I could find to pay for her tuition and send her $3,000 every month for 5 years. But after she graduated, she completely changed. She stopped answering my calls and ignored all my messages. I came here because my mother is seriously ill, and I desperately need to borrow $5,000 from her." The boss asks seriously, "How much do you need?" The young man replies softly, "I need $5,000, sir. That money means everything to me." The boss asks skeptically, "You've been working all these years and you couldn't even save $5,000? The young man replies emotionally, "Sir, I gave her everything I earned over the past several years. I never bought anything for myself. I couldn't even afford to buy my parents a pair of socks. A few days ago, she asked me to create a business proposal. I completed it and gave it to her, but after that, she completely cut off all contact with me." The boss says firmly, "Don't worry, son. If what you're saying is true, I'll make sure justice is served." He pulls out a file and asks seriously, "Is this the proposal you created?" The young man opens the file and says confidently, "Yes, sir. I'm absolutely certain I wrote this proposal. This is the one I created, and it recently helped your company achieve outstanding sales." The boss says sternly, "Young man, this proposal contains confidential company information. You'd better not be lying." The young man replies firmly, "Sir, I'm telling the truth. I'm 100% sure I wrote this proposal." The boss says seriously, "You're saying you wrote it, but this proposal was given to me by our company's director, Sophia." Just then, Sophia walks over and says politely, "Sir, you wanted to see me?" The boss asks calmly, "Do you know this young man?" Sophia sees him, quickly regains her composure, and replies nervously, "No, sir, I don't know him." The boss says firmly, "Fine, let's leave that aside. Take this file and explain how this proposal is organized and how it works." Sophia opens the file but can't explain it and starts making excuses awkwardly. The boss takes the file back and says coldly, "That's enough. I already know who really wrote this proposal." Sophia says defensively, "Sir, do you honestly think a poor guy like him could write something like this?" The boss replies firmly, "Before you got here, he recited this entire proposal from memory without even looking at it, so don't try to lie anymore." Sophia says confidently, "Sir, I'm about to become your daughter-in-law. Why are we arguing over something so minor?" The boss says angrily, "What kind of fantasy are you living in? I'll never let you become part of my family, and you're no longer qualified to work for this company. Someone as ungrateful as you has no place in my family." Sophia says furiously, "You'll both regret this." She storms away. After Sophia leaves, the boss turns to the young man and says warmly, "After seeing the proposal you wrote, I'm convinced that you'd make an excellent employee for my company." If this story touched your heart, let us know what you would have done in the comments and subscribe for more heartwarming stories.